Hey guys, JustinSlaght here. I thought I'd take this an opportunity to talk about what has been going around E3, and that's the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Now, Microsoft went first at this year's E3 event, and they talked about their games. They talked about, well, before I go on, I'm an Xbox 360 owner. I've been a Microsoft supporter for maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and I own an Xbox 360, and I'm very happy with it. But we'll get to that in just a couple minutes. So they said you have to log on every 24 hours so they can update your console. You can't. I don't think you can trade in games or whatever. You can lend it to one friend at a time. They showed some games. They didn't talk about TV this time, which was kind of cool, I guess. They said that's going to come out in November. They're taking out the Microsoft points, and you're just gonna buy stuff with currency, and that it's gonna cost $500. So there's that. Then Sony came after them, and they announced the PlayStation 4. They finally showed what it looks like, which I'll get to in a second. They showed some games. They talked about TV for a while, and I was like, are they doing the same thing the Xbox is? This isn't good. And then they showed some games. They looked really good. But you're like, okay, they're doing okay. I mean, this is better than last year's, I guess. They're doing a good job. They have some independent gamers coming out. No, that's cool. But then they laid it on thick. Then they said, we support used games. You can trade in your games. You can lend your games to other friends, people. You know what I mean? But they could have did that, dropped the microphone, and then everyone would have said, I'm getting a PlayStation this year. Then they said the price tag, and I think that's the thing that people are excited about. $400. Okay, so let me talk about Sony first, and then I'll talk about Microsoft's thing. Sony, I was very, very happy with what they did for a split second, and probably for the next couple of months. They are owning Microsoft now. Like they are giving them the finger. And I do have some complaints about the PlayStation 4, like some nitpicks. Like, I don't care for the design of it, and I heard that there's no more free online. Like, you have to pay like $5 a month for it. That's fine. I mean, it's only $5. I mean, I pay $8 a month for Netflix, so that really doesn't matter. But that's kind of it. Those are the only two complaints I have about the PlayStation 4. The way it looks, which if it plays good games and stuff, I can get past that easy. They showed a lot of good games too, a lot of good looking games. They are opening the door for independent games and gamers and game developers. I thought that was cool. And they got a lot going for them, man. They really do, and I'm very happy with them because I used to be a Sony fan in the past, and like in like the early 2000s and like in like the late 1990s, and they were really like, we owned Sony TV, Sony like surround sound stuff, Sony like everything. I was a huge fan of Sony, and so were my parents. Now they kind of drifted away, and then Microsoft came up, and they just took command of gaming forever, and then, well, for the time being, and now it seems to be going the opposite direction. Which leads me to Microsoft. I'm going to tell you straight up, as I think I said in the beginning of this video, I am a Microsoft supporter. I am a very proud Xbox 360 owner, as you can see it in the back. I think you can see it in the back, I'm not sure. And I'm very disappointed in them. Because they're the overall conference itself was not bad. It's just you're like, okay, that was cool, that was interesting, and then you start to think. Then you're like, then it's just like you're left empty, depressed, angry, and just furious at Microsoft because they don't understand. Like, I think that this is going to turn into a huge rant because why do they feel the need to take away offline capabilities for gamers? For me, anyway, I can survive if the thing was always online. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is that you have to turn it on every 24 hours in order for it to update. Or something like that. It has to be turned on within a 24-hour period. Fuck you. Fuck you, Microsoft. Seriously, fuck you, because I'm not doing that. Then you're not just turning into a TV competitor. You're not just turning into like your Xbox One or whatever is not only turning into a DVR. It doesn't sound like a gaming console. It sounds like a chore. It's like, oh shit, I gotta turn on the Xbox. Otherwise it's not gonna work. Like, are you serious with that? Oh, and then I read an article too that said, like, one of the executives or whatever at Microsoft said, there is a system for offline gamers. It's called the Xbox 360. It's called, how about you suck a big old flaming dick? Because that is not fair to other people. Not everyone has an internet connection. Even people who have jobs and stuff, even they don't have an internet connection because it's just too much of a hassle for them. I don't think it's a hassle, but a lot of people do. So and also, if your system is supposed to be turned on every 24 hours, what happens when the power goes out? Or what happens when you have to move? What happens if your system breaks? What happens if this and that happens? What happens if, it's like they're not thinking before they act. If they just said, look, it has to be always on the internet in order to work. Not, oh, it has to be turned on every 24 hours in order for it to work. Then I think people would be, that's kind of dumb, but I can survive. They're taking privacy away from the gamers, and they're taking away their freedom. Sony is embracing it. And honestly, I don't think the systems come out until November or like maybe even December. I feel like I really want a PlayStation 4 right now because the Xbox One is sounding really, 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 really stupid right now. Oh well. That's just the way gaming is, and I hope that gaming isn't over because the PlayStation 4 seems like it's really going to be successful. Well, guys, what are your thoughts? Do you still have hope for the Xbox One? Are you completely tired of it? Do you think Sony won the console war? What were your favorite games that were shown? Tell me in the comments. I really want to know. These are just my thoughts on the Xbox and the PlayStation. It seems like PlayStation 4 is really taking it over. At least for now. They're taking it over right now. Alright, that's it for me. Thank you so much. I will have a video coming up in the next couple days. I'll talk to you later.